Again, Ethan Griggs with continuing my blog, filmnowandforever.blogspot.com, and I want to talk to you now about filmmaker Ingmar Bergman, a Swedish filmmaker. Everybody knows that, but I want to talk what his films mean to me. For me, some directors work better with black and white, and Ingmar Bergman is one of those directors that he excels with black and white. A lot of he makes black and white look amazing. Where you get the Technicolor spectacles, and Bergman doesn't need that. I mean, he's done some great color movies. Fanny and Alexander. Can't think of it at the moment, because most of the ones that come to mind for me are the ones that he did in black and white, like The Seventh Seal, Smiles of a Summer Night, Persona, and films like that, and even the lesser known ones that don't get as much play, like Summer with Monica, Summer Interlude, and what he did, even with what he did with From the Life of the Marionettes. The opening scene is in color, like beautiful, striking color with this horrific scene going on, the murder, and then the rest of it's done in black and white. And you get the vivid colors to say Passion of Anna. But Bergman made black and white just amazing, even with the Faith trilogy that he did, Through Glass Darkly, Winter Light, and The Silence. Amazing films. But aside from his the tone of the movies is what matters most for me. Bergman was never really afraid to delve into the dark feelings that most people don't want to tackle. The way Woody Allen puts it is, he was the man who asked hard questions. I mean, it is everything. Then he was around the world with everything that he did. It wasn't just one main theme. I mean, he was picking up stuff from mythologies and other countries and stuff like that. I mean, it was impossible to get every reference that Bergman was trying to make. He tackled everything from religion, death, loss in general, grief, revenge. One of the most just agonizing scenes in one of it, just to see the anguish on Max von Sydow's face when he throws the kid in the Virgin Spring. That's how far a human being is willing to go for revenge. It was not revenge. After he'd seen what they had did to his daughter, he's got him trapped in the room, and he kills the two men. And then there's the kid that's with him, and he picks the kid up and just throws him across the room, and just that anguish on his face. It just shows the true genius of Bergman, and even von Sydow himself. But for Bergman to capture that film like that, it's really, and that's, for me, that's where, when they remade Virgin Spring as Last House on the Left, that's where they failed. But there's a lot of reasons why that movie failed. But the Virgin Spring succeeded, just because that's Bergman, And then you've got movies like The Seventh Seal that deal with the whole religious aspect and death, for that matter. And Summer Interlude. Summer Interludes is very beautiful romance. Like, this woman's remembering this beautiful romance that she had with this guy during summer, and it ends very tragically. The beauty is just instantly pulled away from you as quickly as it came in. Just to watch and even with Summer with Monica, you got this wonderful, wonderful fantasy world with this guy and this girl. They're having the time of their lives, surviving in the wild, and then all of a sudden, with the presence of an upcoming child, that's all just washed away. And when reality sets back in, it's horrible. And that was kind of the theme. It'd be kind of selling Bergman short to just say that his main theme was reality was horrible, because it really wasn't. But you get that with a lot of his movies, you know, that reality wasn't ever that good, and it really isn't. But you know, the fantasy world in general was kind of his forte, and that's not so much that, I mean, because his films are pretty blatantly just in your face emotionally, and the way they're set up. I mean, the man himself was a genius at everything he did. You know, even his lesser movies. Like, I mean, you could watch something now. All These Women. That's kind of just. That's probably about as non-Bergman as you're gonna get. But you look at, so even something like A Lesson in Love. You know, not a particularly great movie, but Bergman makes it work on several occasions. You know, kind of, you know, a mixture of tenderness, misery, and just all around a love for life. And you know, even a movie like The Magician, you know, there's perfect elements of that, of, you know, great themes of, you know, always wearing a mask, you know, never knowing what a person really is, what you're seeing is real or not. It's, you know, but for me, for the most part, Ingmar Bergman, he's the man. Dude, there's nothing, you know, I could sit here and talk all day about how great Bergman's movies are. You know, and even he pretty much made, from even a movie like Fanny and Alexander, the TV version or film version, probably his most optimistic movie that he's ever made. But you know, you didn't get a lot of hope in Bergman's movies, but you did in Fanny and Alexander. And to watch his movies is to really see life. You see people, you know, and they're all seeking the answers that we're seeking. They're asking the questions that maybe we should be that we want to ask, but we don't ask them because maybe we're too afraid to. Bergman never was afraid of reading in his kind of autobiography images. You know, he talks about not being able to tackle certain subjects. It's a brilliant book. You know, definitely check that out if you want to know the process of how the man worked. He pretty much, most of his movies, some of them he doesn't really go, the little smaller ones he doesn't go into, but the big ones, he explains everything that he liked about him, everything that he thought he could do better. And if he was particularly proud of a certain film, he would go into that, and then he just explains it in detail of how the process worked. But he is definitely one of, if not the greatest, one of, if not the greatest cinematic minds of all time. And that is a little bit about Ingmar Bergman. And thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the blog, filmnowandforever.blogspot.com, and my website, which is up, which is www.filmnowandforever.webs.com. So, thank you.